Hey everyone, I'm your pal the Kanyan, and what am I getting myself into? Alright, so I had people tell me, hey, when are you gonna play and upload Doki Doki Literature Club? I thought, you know what, I did want to go through that visual novel. Everyone else seems to be enjoying it. And by everyone else seems to be enjoying it, I mean, I keep seeing it pop up in my feed on YouTube. I don't know very much about this game. In fact, I know next to nothing. Little to nowhere, whatever, words. And, when I hit play, it gave me a warning. Like, it told me, like, hey, this is gonna have some disturbing content. And I'm like, excuse me? Also, this game has the psychological horror tag tied to it. Yeah. Yes, yeah, just let that sink in for a second. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she just don't care. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it kind of works out just because you've known each other for so long. So, another thing I want to point out, I'll have my face cam on. The second I saw that warning that told me, like, hey, this game's got some effed up stuff in it, I'm like, yeah, not gonna have a face cam. I'll need to have the whole world know how much of a crybaby I am. Also, my room's kind of messy, whatever. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Yeah, okay, she was actually running. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. So I actually did fire up this game one time before just to make sure it ran, and it's kind of scary how easy computers can handle this game. So it asks you for your name, that's why the game just already knew who I was. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Kanyan. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait after all. Guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say. Okay, so childhood friend established, I guess. Cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Kanyan, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. Yeah, school clubs are, well, like a thing that I never really understood. Like, it seems like it counts as a club so long as you just kind of hang out with people that do a thing. I don't think it needs to be tied to the school. And then all these Japanese anime are like, no, it's a school thing. Don't go home. I don't know. You told me you would join a club this year, did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Alright, that hits a little too close to home. I feel like this was written specifically for an audience that does this exact thing. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET. NEET, that word is not employed, education, or in training. Basically, you're just being a bum. In a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look for a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, but even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Alright. Oh boy. That's one thing I was always glad about with games like this, is they actually just straight up skip actual class, because they know no one cares about that part. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello! Sayori! Sayori must have come into the classroom while spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. That's a bad sign. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. That's not a thing to be impressed about. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, you could come try my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm joining your club. Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Now that I got tongue-tied. That's bound to happen several times throughout this entire playthrough. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after, the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. That's kinda cold. Yeah, I'm going to try the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. Great! And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Super! Don't make promises you can't keep. Now we have to go? I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes! Let's go! Alright. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Has our character said what year of school he's in? I don't think he has. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Girl 1! Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Girl number 2, seriously, you brought a boy. Way to kill the atmosphere. What atmosphere? Girl number 3, Kanyan, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. Yeah, I feel like that response is appropriate. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Is that really where we're going with this? What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Yeah, sorry. I thought this was the anime club. And then we just calmly turn around and walk out. Natsuki. Humph. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. I'm going to put my money down and say she's probably actually older than the other two, just because of how these stories kind of play out. I right-clicked, and the text box went away. I did that lazy kind of clicking where you go to click one of the two, and both fingers just kind of go down. Like this. Oh boy, I just missed something. Sayori says that quietly into my ear. What did she say? You can't just ignore her when she gets... You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Okay. Duly noted. Will do. This is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. Is it Monica, or... You know what, I'm just gonna say Monica, it's easier for me. It's great to see you again, Kanyan. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class, though. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. Okay. So having her smile at me genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. My character stuttered. Loser status established. Let's get out of here. I keep right-clicking. I'm just gonna... Okay, there we go. That's uncomfortable to have my hand this way on my mouse. I'm using my thumb to click now, because I'm tired of accidentally right-clicking. Come sit down, Kanyan. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them, I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As I already mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Should probably sit next to Sayori, considering she's the one that brought us. And we actually know her on more than a first-name basis. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens a closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wah! Natsuki lifts a foil tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats! Okay. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute. Had no idea you were good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica and I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around on my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Alright, if anyone eats like this, leave a comment and be like, yeah, tell me why you eat like this. Why do you analyze your food before you eat it? The only answer I won't accept, because it's the only answer I'm expecting, is to see if it's spoiled or not. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sinking glances in my direction. She's already established and noticed that we're a freak that likes to look at what angle to bite our food. We've known this person for the top of 2 minutes and she already knows how weird we are. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like Oh, trope established. Soon today. Confirmed. Haven't heard this summer before. Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for you. No, you dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Hey, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not insulted. Yuri looks away. I mean, I don't know what's so insulting about that. We must either be really, really awkward, or we just have that superpower to make everyone else around us feel awkward. And by superpower, I mean my natural state. Oh, this game is making me feel sad. And apparently this game can get very depressing, but this is like the happiest part of it, is what I'm getting. I don't know, the fact that this game had a depression warning at the very beginning of it makes me a little nervous. I meant that, you know, I believe you. It's fine. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoyed the tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed to really be happy here, so that's okay, don't be embarrassed. Make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be board member of any of the other major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Oh, well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the literature club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best, you know it. Technically, if we joined, we would be helping, so it's not like it's bad, and honestly, I don't mind reading. I don't read nearly as much as some of my other friends do. Some of my other friends don't even read. But if I had to make any recommendations, like, I read mostly sci-fi stuff. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, what kind of things do you like to read? I was just mentioning that. Well, I recently read House of Leaves. That was kind of a heavy book. I reread recently The Road. There's a movie about that book. It's post-apocalyptic. It's not like a happy story. It's kind of stressful, honestly. The Dresden Files. My buddy Russell got me into those. Those are very, very good. I did not like Ready Player One. And it's not like I didn't enjoy the story, I just thought their writing was kind of lackluster. I actually answered that question. Manga! Yeah. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of manga too. Was this game written basically about like people like me who just play games all day? I feel like it was. Half joking, Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. She traces a rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story with in such a foreign world is equally impressive. If you want to read something that spends a little bit too much time crafting the universe, the original Lord of the Rings trilogy I swear, like in Two Towers, there was like an entire chapter and a half just describing like the White Wizards area. It was ridiculous. It was good. I'm not saying it was bad, but oh my gosh. I was gonna say bad, oh gall, oh good, but then I got tongue-tied. And now I'm here explaining that I got tongue-tied. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. That's fine. I feel like there's a lot of kids I knew growing up that were like that. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Oh, I read a horror book once. That sounds... yeah, I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. I read this book called Andrew once when I was younger. It's a ghost story. It's about this kid and his mom. They move into a house, and he finds like a book or box or something, and a ghost named Andrew comes up, and surprise, surprise, they look very similar to each other. And then, as you begin reading the novel and get deeper, it turns out the ghost is trying to take over the main character's life and replace him. So it's the main character's job to figure out how to reverse all of that. It's a good story. It's not very long either. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that, but if a story makes me think, it takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. Okay. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. You looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! Double exclamation point. You know, I can relate to that. Like, I write poems, but I hate sharing them. I hate it. And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Double exclamation point! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Yeah, well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! She averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe, if you share some of your work, you could set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. And then suddenly she sinks back a little bit. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I accidentally right-clicked there. Anytime the text box just disappears, it's because I'm flipping up with the mouse. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. I feel like that's a good place to save, overwrite where we were. And, you know, it doesn't feel like it's been 20 minutes. Does it feel like it's been 20 minutes to all of you at home? Surprise! It has been. Alright, so let me know what you're thinking about this series down below in the comments. Let me know if you have any ideas what I should do as a main character with the story. Assuming decision making will be a part of it. That's usually how visual novels are. And I'll see you guys next time.